visiting Myanmar for the first time was one of the highlights of my life. It's so different from what I know and I've experienced before. It was like a dream. People were so kind, and the surrounding and just the environment was so exotic. It was just otherworldly. And because of its isolation, Myanmar is somewhat untouched by Western civilization. It was closed off for so long. It was kind of frozen in time until recently. And because of that, the tradition, the customs, the people, they really haven't changed a lot for a long time. And that is very interesting to see. Now with the increase of tourism, especially the bigger cities, they have started to show some signs of Western influences. So now it's time to experience Myanmar before it loses its identity, the very thing that people are there to experience. Every December I get to lead a group of like-minded people to Myanmar. People that want to experience, that like to travel, experience new things, new culture, and of course, take amazing photos. Myanmar is the land of pagodas. With over 500,000 monks, they are very religious. It is a major part of their daily life, religion there to say. Old customs that create mysterious atmosphere and magical experience. In Yangon is the most impressive pagoda I have seen anywhere. Buddhists come from all over the world to experience this pagoda. It's their Mecca. And even on the off chance that you are not into that kind of religious stuff, the Swedagon Pagoda is nothing short of amazing, and you will like it. We will take you to all the famous spots, Lake Inle, Bagan, Mandalay and more, but more importantly, we will also take you to those places which are off the grid, places you're unlikely to find on your own. This is a travel photography workshop, which basically means that we do not limit ourselves to anything. There is some landscape shooting, but mostly it's people's interest and cultural related photography. We hire models to set up shoots. We approach people in their daily life we get permission to photograph them while they work or whatever they are doing. And of course, street life photography, where you just walk around shooting whatever catches your eyes. And it is easy to get overwhelmed because there is interesting stuff happening everywhere, in every direction. And I would say if you shoot less than 1,000 frames a day, I'd be surprised. For me, the absolute highlight of this trip of highlights, the absolute highlight is visiting the tribes, the people that, well, most tourists do not visit. For example, the long-necked ladies, sometimes called the giraffe ladies, but which is kind of weird because it has nothing to do with giraffes. It has everything to do with dragons, but that's another story. Some of these people are a bit hard to get to. We do need special permits for these visits, which in some cases are not that easy to get, but because of our local people, we always manage just fine. Just imagine this, sitting on a porch in a relaxed and friendly environment, and women from the Kayab tribe are telling you about their life, playing instruments and singing, just spending a little time with them. I really just had to pinch myself to check if this was a dream, this was just out of this world. And not only the Kayab tribe, there are less known tribes, more remote, we also visit. The best thing about this tour is my local guy, Mo. Very knowledgeable about Myanmar, an amazing photographer, speaks excellent English, patient, efficient and very well connected, which is a huge plus in Myanmar. And being a photographer, he understands light and what time of day any given location is best to visit. A tour is never better than your local connections, and I do think my man Mo is the best you can get. Which probably makes this tour the best you can do. It's a big claim, but I stand by it. Another great fact about this photo tour that it is really modestly priced. Price is lower than many similar tours. How? Well, first, we do not use fancy hotels, but having said that, the hotels we do use are great. We just don't spring for any luxury, because we don't need luxury. The little time we spend on hotels, we just sleep. We don't include food apart from breakfast. Food in Myanmar is very cheap, and to include food, we would have to cover our costs, and that usually is done generously, meaning that people are sometimes charged more for food than it ends up costing. We always select the restaurants, but food is not included. That saves you money and us a little hassle. There will always be great food and great accommodations. We just like to do it like this to save you money. We do not, however, cut any corners on the experience. The experience is always top-notch. We are seeing the end of the road for some of those tribes living in Myanmar. Tribes who have been around for a long time will soon cease to exist, lost forever. That is why this year we have decided to introduce a 4-day extension after the normal tour. We will go to a remote area and visit more tribes to experience and to document those remarkable people before they are gone forever. This extension is optional. You are welcome to do only the normal tour or the normal tour and the extensions. It's totally up to you. Unfortunately, because of misleading and sometimes wrong information from Western media, I need to address safety in Myanmar. First, Myanmar is one of the safest countries I have ever been to. I had no problems walking around in the poorest areas with my camera gear worth thousands of dollars. I even left my stuff in the car sometimes, which is something, well, I just don't do that, except in Myanmar and in Iceland. Having said that, you can of course find problems if you're looking for it. That's true anywhere, but overall, it is a very safe country for tourists. Second, in some areas the Burmese army are terrorizing the people. The most well-known problem is at the border of Bangladesh, where the Rohingya conflict was. We won't even go close to that area. We will not go close to any unsafe area anywhere. There's absolutely no reason to worry about your safety. I sometimes hear people talking about, well, not visiting Myanmar because of this Rohingya issue. And let me tell you that, well, this is a completely wrong approach if you want to help the problem. Let me explain. You see, Myanmar is an extremely complicated country with all its ethnic groups and tribes with completely different background and different needs. But you can also, on top of that, you can put another layer, which is only divided in two. And in the first group of this layer, on this top layer, is the Burmese army. In the second group, everybody else. The army holds all the power and all of the considerable natural resources Myanmar has to offer. And the people have nothing. Army is ruthless and corrupt, but the people there are the kindest and nicest people I have ever met anywhere. It is very important that you understand this. And it is very important that you understand the people of Myanmar, they have done nothing to nobody, and therefore they don't deserve to be punished. But their army, everybody fears the army. Everybody. Because of tourism, the people of Myanmar, they do have some tourist money and a better chance of providing for themselves. So by not going there, for whatever reason, these people suffer. The army, they don't suffer. They have enough. They don't care. There is this thing which happens when people travel. They meet other people from different background. They learn, they understand, and based on that, people can come down to their own conclusions. Not just repeat dubious facts Western media are feeding them. People come back with stories, with knowledge. They can shine a light on why things are how they are. And if anything, the army doesn't really like that. They don't like the spotlight. So by visiting, you're actually helping. I made more videos about Myanmar. You can check them out. There's a link here in the corner on YouTube. Links in the descriptions if you're watching this on Facebook. So it's a 12-day tour. It's from December 2nd to December 13th. Small groups, maximum of 8 photographers, and it is a spouse-friendly tour, meaning that your significant other, your partner or wife or husband or friend or anything, which is maybe not a photographer, they will never be bored on this tour. There's a lot to see, there's a lot to do. So they're not just waiting in the bus until you finish. The price is $3,990 for double occupancy. That includes hotel with breakfast, all transportations, buses, ferry, domestic flights, horse charts, private boats on Lake Inle, model fees, all entrance fees, 2 experienced photo guides, water on the bus, photography lessons and assistance on the field, lectures and assistance with editing. I will show you how I edit my photos, so if you don't know how to edit, you will just not be sent home with a ton of photos you can't really do anything with. I will at least show you my approach of editing. In the description there is a link to the tour where you can see all the information, the itinerary, photos from the tour, more info about the extension and so on. You can and also if there is something which you need to know which is not there, you can just contact us for anything. And you can sign up for the tour. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you in Myanmar next December. Bye.